sir, this is over to you with a great session on photo and video verification.
Thank you, Shivali. Good morning, everybody, and welcome you all to a photo and video verification session. Um, so let's get straight into it. I'll share my screen. Can you see my screen, Shivali?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So how to verify photo is the first session we'll start off with. First, let us look at why do we have to verify photos and images? Because images can be easily manipulated to suit certain narratives. You can download an image from the net and add text to it, add figures to it, do photoshopping, manipulate the image in such a way that it suits your narrative, what you're trying to say. And what happens is that can go viral, and that can create a tsunami of misinformation. So, but when such manipulated images are shared, it can lead to amplification of misinformation. You share with 10 people, 10 people share with 10 more people from there on. And so the entire thing becomes a cascading effect, and that's how misinformation spreads. When misinformation goes viral, it has potential to cause real world harm, including violence and even death. We will see an example later in the session on how that happens. Images with misattributed codes can lead to colored narratives. Oftentimes, you would have seen, especially during election time, you would have seen that there are a lot of text and comments put with alongside the image of a leader or of a political party. Because the image is there of the leader and there's a text next to it, a quote apparently, you would immediately buy into it. That's a human nature. You would not stop and think that whether he or she would have said that or not. The human tendency is to believe it first. So, as fact checkers, future fact checkers, your job is to now stop and think. And once you stop and think, and when you look at an image or a video, how the job is done. Because once you alert, that's the point from where you begin to look at misinformation the way it should be, and you start debunking it um, at the source, at your source, you being the source of the next spread. So you would have easily you start debunking that. So the biggest tool we have today is reverse image search and keywords, and they together form a very powerful verification tool. Now let us look at before we begin. I would like all of you to download this Chrome plugin, a Chrome extension called Invid. Invid is a very useful and very a tool which will help you not only debunk images, it will help you debunk videos, and it gives you a host of other facilities which, as a fact checker, you would need from time to time. So I would suggest that you just type Invid EU Chrome download, and once you do that, you can it says add to Chrome, and you have to be using a Chrome browser. This is a Chrome extension, and once you add to the browser, you can see the extension icon on the top right corner of your web browser, a Chrome browser. That is how you start using it. We will see how the Invid can be used later, but as a process, I would like you to install it as we are going along, so that in case you want to do something along with me, you can do it. So together, image and video verification, they provide disinformation, fodder for disinformation campaigns. That's when they all start. They make the narratives more believable and actionable. Believable, you understand what I'm talking about. Actionable is even if you share the post, even if you on your social media, that is action. Even if you tell something about the post to others, that is also action. If you are enraged, or if it evokes extreme emotions in you and you action on it, that's also action. So be mindful of what emotion the post evokes in you, And that could be a good trigger point for you to understand whether or not this could be misinformation or not. Because what you and I are educated, informed, well-aware people, but there are sections in this vast country who are less informed consumers of misinformation, who are probably not very educated, probably not very aware, but driven by the ground narratives which they see on the post. They don't have access to the public verification tools, and they do not have the even have the knowledge to stop and think whether this could be misinformation or not. What they will do is they will spread it further, and in worst case scenarios, they will also take actions which can result in violence, hate, or sometimes even death. And that is very unfortunate. Although we will be talking about a lot of tools and techniques all through the session today, one thing you have to realize is what images and videos can be analyzed. You can analyze them with alertness. You can be alert. If you look at an image and a video and say, hey, there's something wrong with this, something very unusual about this, that's when you start, going to the first step of debunking misinformation. If you pay attention to detail, the place, the signages, the clothes, whatever, we come to all that later also. If you pay attention to detail, you and apply a bit of common sense, whether it could have happened or not, or is it trying to tell me a story which they want me to believe, but probably it's not true. If you ask yourself these questions, then um, you are on the well on the way to debunking fake information. A very simple tool, reverse image search. Excuse me. So how does reverse image search help? You can tell if an image has appeared before on the web. What happens is people, the creators of the mischief creators, the creators of misinformation, usually download pictures from the net and repurpose them to suit the current elections or narrative or all that. For example, an old photograph of a politician or an event will be repurposed and shared as of current, so that you, as a consumer of such misinformation, you are in confusion, and you can lead to wrong decisions. You can tell in what context image was used. When you do a reverse image search, you can understand that image was used how before. But all said and done, you will still have to work out the source, which means a lot of patience is required. Why do I say this? Because these days, when you start doing a reverse image search, and when you start uh, trying to debunk images, you will probably run into fact check articles. You will probably run into a lot of fact check articles which have already debunked them. That is a good point to start. But then you, as a person, as a fact checker, will have to get to the source and not just rely on the fact checked articles. So the effort has to be towards that. You will have to go to the source yourself and finally say that yes, this is the image, this is the video which was originally there, and this is how it's been represented and re-uploaded with a new story. You must have done Google text or search all your life. So this is the way you do an image search. How do you do an image search? When you go to images.google.com, not only google.com, you go to images.google.com, that's the image search site. At the end of the search bar, you see a camera icon. When you click on the camera icon, you will get two options. One is paste image URL and two uploaded image. What paste image URL does is, if you see an image on the web which you think might be fake, to paste that URL into this box and then search by image. Then you might get results. Upload an image, you download the image which you think is probably compromised, and save it on your disk, and then upload it again and search by that. To me, as a practice, I always do the downloading of the image, saving it on my system, and then uploading it, because it gives me that much more. Because if you type in URL, the URL might disappear tomorrow. It might be changed. It might be removed. So it is kind of not very. You can't rely on it. It's not very reliable. So what I do is I download the image and save it and then do upload. In this way, it remains with you forever. Other than Google images, the other search engines are Yandex, Gemini, and Baidu. Baidu is a search engine which, when you are trying to look up Chinese content, content with a Chinese origin, Baidu is very useful. Uh, lot times Google Images do not give you the right answers and the right search result. Yandex is an immediate option you should exercise because Yandex is also very good. Let's look at the first uh, um, example. So this happened in Maharashtra. We all know who Uddhav Thackeray is. He's the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. He was shown bowing to the portrait and the bust above her to the picture of Congress President Sonia Gandhi. Now, did this happen? Uh, do any of you think this happened? Let's look at. I'll stop sharing and I'll go to the debunking. Let's see how we debunk this. Yeah. Yes, Drishti Ganguly, I'm doing that. So on your Google, can you see my screen now, Shivali?
Yes, we can.
Okay. On your Google screen, you do images.google.com. Yeah. So here you can see this is the homepage of Google Images. Yeah. So here you can see the camera icon. And when you click on the camera icon, like I said, you'll get two options. There seems to be some technical issue. Wait.
Sir, if you could please refresh the page.
Yeah, got it. So here we get two options. One is paste URL and upload an image. I'll click on upload the image. Like I said, you can choose your file which you're debunking. Sorry, I uploaded the wrong file. So we uploaded this file which we are debunking, and it will upload and give you results. Okay. And so here you can immediately see the images which are already there, and it's been called out fake by a few people already. Okay. So where do you see the here you see the actual image. Although the images here on your left column are the same from the same act clearly, but the exact image match is coming here. So I will open this link and see what it is. So here you can see he is bowing to the photograph of Balasaheb Thackeray, his father, and the bust above that is that of Balasaheb Thackeray and not Sonia Gandhi or her bust. So you see how fake information somebody has taken an effort to actually Photoshop, put Sonia Gandhi's photograph over Balasaheb's picture, and make it more believable. So this is one of the examples the way you can debunk. So this is how we did it. This is the original as we just saw. Here's another version. There's a version where he's bowing to the picture of Hitler. In the narrative that is being created here again is that Uddhav Thackeray wants to be a Hitler and he subscribes to his ideas and his school of thought. So clearly, it is fake and it's been used to create another story in your mind. If you are a supporter, if you are in the camp against Uddhav Thackeray and his party, you would easily buy into this and you'll probably spread it also. So here's my request to you: stop and think. If you're Tamilian, or if some of you are Tamilian, you can understand this. There was a recent tweet which was shared widely on social media that said Minister Uday Kumar, contesting from Tirumangalam, was caught supplying alcohol, water packets, and snacks to male voters in his constituency. Is this true? So let's see this again. Let's do a reverse image search. I'll stop my sharing my screen. So I go to this picture, I share my screen, I go to my folder to select my right picture. Yeah. So I upload an image, I choose a file. So I'm going to the page and let's see what images we get. So Google is giving us things like photo caption and let's see if we have images. We don't have images as well. We don't have images of what we are looking for here. So what do we do now? So let's try the next best thing I just told you. We look at yandex.com. Yandex.com images site works precisely like Google Images does. So what you do is click on this camera icon button, click on this. And then select a file. And select this file. Let's see what happens, what results we get. Okay, so this is the post and these are the images we get. Let's look at site containing the image. Okay, now this is coronavirus in India. We have to look at, because this would have spread in India. So at the moment, let us look at non-Indian results, and so that if we see the same image in a non-Indian website, then it's probably a good idea to look into it. Okay, so I see some of them looking foreign in terms of language and text, and here's one site called ThaiHits.com. Okay, now let's see what this is. Let's translate this to English. The translate pop-up comes immediately. Let's translate this to English. It says Johnny makes a sack of the jukebox, real deal in everyone's hand. This is clearly not a very good translation, but you get the sense. Now, if you go through the website, if you go through the page, you realize the image you're talking about is already seen, and it's written in a different language, a foreign language. Okay, and the uh, look at the years. It's published 2 years ago. So clearly, it's got nothing to do with Tirumangalam election or the minister there trying to give snack packets and alcohol and water packets and all that. So this was a flood situation in Thailand when a person made food packets like this and distributed to the people there. So the photograph that you see in that tweet is not, see here he is handing over to people. So the photograph is not that of alcohol, water packets and snacks for male voters in that this constituency. This was done by somebody else. So you see how an old photo was shared looking at this. You can see it again, the same photograph which we just saw has been, this clearly been used with a different narrative. This is what you need to understand and be aware of. This was a popular very popular Tamil newspaper had reported uh, that for those who are not in Tamil Nadu or Puducherry, where you will not have the context. This was said as this person, a leader called Naam Tamilar Party called the leader called Seeman, had met Bharatiya Janata Party leaders secretly. Seeman and BJP are not on the same side of the political divide at the moment. So this was clearly uh, because the newspaper carried it. So this was clearly an effort to malign a Seaman to create a different controversy. And because it's in the newspaper, you would try to believe it. Now, here's an issue. When you see a newspaper report like this, and the image quality is not worth reverse image search, although you can try, but many times if you see a web edition of this paper, you can probably go to this image and do a reverse image search, which will be helpful. But if you are seeing a newspaper and if you can read what is there, and if you still want to understand what happened, what is the truth of this picture, whether he did meet them or he did not meet them. So, for again, people who are not well known to Tamil politics, I'll say the person in yellow shirt is Seeman. The person with an orange robe is called uh, is a leader of Hindu Makkal Katchi called Arjun Sampath, and the lady is Vanadi Srinivasan of BJP. Now, all these three sitting and having a drink, a cold drink, or refreshments would make you feel that something is amiss. So, how do we debunk this? In such circumstances, we don't have to debunk it through reverse image search. What can we do? We can do this. Let me go back to Google. So on the search word, we can use Hema and Arjun Sampath meeting. Okay. So when you see Arjun Hema and Arjun Sampath meeting, you will get a lot of results. It's already one fact check already says false news published by Dinakar. Okay. So you already have a context of this could be false. Okay. And here you see a post which says Naam Tamilar Sriman having cool drinks with. Let's see the check link. So you see, this is an August 29, 2017 post. And Nam Damir Siman having cool drinks with his friends Arjun Sampath, Hindu Makkal Katchi, and Vanadi BJP. This is clearly not due to the current set of elections happening in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. This is clearly meant to create a false narrative. This is clearly meant to create misinformation and share misinformation online. So you see how Just a keyword search could have helped you when you don't have access to the picture. Had you had this picture, which is on your screen right now, a web picture, you could have easily done a reverse image search and found out the truth. But since you don't have, you could always use a keyword search to understand how this can be debunked. So we saw this. Now, did the Indian Army build this COVID quarantine facility? This was shared as a very patriotic post. It said the Indian Army built this COVID quarantine facility in Bamer in just 2 days. Hail the Indian Army and all that. So clearly, this was also a very good thing because when it's patriotism, when it's about your country, the first emotion and extreme emotion which you get is of patriotism and of love for your country, which is not bad at all. But then you have to stop and think, could this be possible? Is this does this have enough material for you to be convinced that this is from India, Bamir India, or this is probably not? So let us do another small debunking of this. Let us go to the Google Chrome again. I'll choose Yandex again. Let me upload. You can use Google as well. I'm just doing it with Yandex right now. These are the images. Let's look at the site containing the images. Here it is. There is a news thing which says Russia to donate mobile hospitals were so many to Kyrgyz emergency ministry. So this is, let's see which news is this. This is a 2019 post about Russia. This is a Russian location, and this has got nothing to do with India or Barmer or Indian Army and all that. So this was a Russian post, and much before COVID hit the world, 11th August, 11th September 2019. So this post again is misinformation, clearly looking at inciting your nationalist passions here and trying to feel good, make feel good about the country, which is fine, but then it is fake information and it is that. So let me take you through a few more examples. The one of the tip is crop pick. The creators of mischief and misinformation always put in a collage of images together so that it looks more believable. So what happens is, in let's say they have an image collage of four different images, out of which two might be actually real images, and they'll put two fake photos in this. So as a debunker, as a fact checker, what would you do? What would you do is you will probably crop the picture to find out what is the actual reality of the image. So you will that's how you do it. Let's look at an image. Now, DMK leader MK Stalin. This post was FB post was shared on March 3rd this year. It showed DMK leader MK Stalin at a loom with the former Chief Minister Jayalalitha's pic in the background, clearly aimed at creating confusion. Now, for those who are uninitiated into Tamil Nadu politics, AIDMK and DMK, Jayalalitha's part, former Chief Minister Jayalalitha's party, who is no more, are the are at loggerheads and they're absolute political adversaries since times immemorial. So for Stalin to be at a loom where there's a picture of Jayalalitha on top of it is kind of not believable. So this was shared, and it had a reaction of 744 comments. Look at attraction, 45 comments and 47 shared. So people easily bought into this story that Stalin is at a loom with Jayalalitha's picture at the background. What it does is it creates confusion in the in a state like Tamil Nadu where there are alliances which are being stitched, new alliances are being stitched, old alliances are being broken down. This could create confusion in the mind of the voter, and that is precisely the idea. So what do we do? So here, what you realize is the picture of Jayalalitha is what is causing the debate whether it is true or not. Otherwise, Stalin sitting at the loom should not be any issue. So we cropped out Jayalalitha's pay because that was the what we thought was the uh, thing which brought the misinformation angle to the image. So we cropped out Jayalalitha's pic out of the post and then did a reverse image search with this picture. What we got to was a 2019 post that showed him at a loom without any pic in the background. This is the original pic. And this was 2019 May 4th. Nothing again to do with the current set of elections. So you see how old pictures are being repurposed and uploaded to create new narratives. This is a picture of West Bengal Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee taking cash out of his cupboard stacked with cash. So if you are on the camp opposite of Mamta Banerjee, you will buy into this. If you are in the camp of Mamta Banerjee, you will probably stop and understand what is happening because this is clearly a compromising photo and not a very good advertisement for Mamta Banerjee herself. So what do? When we did a reverse image search of just a cupboard, cropped it up. So what you found was this was a cash-filled cupboard which belonged to the premises owned by a Tamil businessman who had business in Kolkata and Siliguri. Mamta Banerjee image was superimposed to create a fake narrative. This was shared by the CPM as a massive rally in Kolkata. 1 minute, please. As a massive rally in Kolkata saying they are going to overthrow the regime and all that. It was said that the turnout shows the people's anger against the central government in 2002 at the current set of elections. When we again did a reverse image search on this, we found a lot of fact check articles which says million strong People's Brigade in India pledges to oust right wing forces. Look at the date. It was February 4th, 2019, before the last general elections. It was clearly repurposed by the party to claim that so many people had attended the rally. Again, trying to influence the voters' mind, the fence sitters' mind to vote for their party. This is the problem because this is also subversion of democracy. You are creating a fake narrative to suit your party's line. This was claimed to be a BJP logo that was shared when Kerala welcomed Yogi Adityanath. This was the most simplest of all. So did this happen? So when we did a simple reverse image search, what we found, it was the BJP's Foundation Day, 35th BJP's Foundation Day. When did this happen? This happened, but did not happen in Kerala. It happened in Dahod. It did not have anything to do with Kerala. So sharing it in the Kerala space is to clearly create confusion in the mind of the voters to say that probably this kind of welcome was given to Yogi Adityanath, which isn't true. Sometimes it does not even need a reverse image search to debunk a false claim or post. Simple common sense and logic is enough, and I can't emphasize more on this. Simple common sense and logic is all that is required to usually all that is required to debunk a post or an image, a video, or whatever. For example, VK Sasikala. Now, again, for people who don't know about Tamil Nadu politics, VK Sasikala is a aide of the former Chief Minister AIDMK's Jayalalitha, and she, because of being on the side of AIDMK, her nephew has a new party called AMMK right now, which she's now stepped out of the political scene, but she is supposed to have tweeted in favor of DMK, one of the adversaries, biggest adversaries of the party. He's saying um, when brother Stalin will take oath as chief minister of Tamil Nadu, I will be present there. So it clearly says, and look at the traction it has got. It has got 286 retweets, 37 it's been quoted 37 tweets, and 2324 likes. So clearly, it got a huge traction in terms of social media. Now let's look at what the truth is. What we did was a simple click on the Twitter handle to check out whose account it was. Sometimes simple things will give you, you don't have to go through the Yandex and the Bing and all of that to get to the truth of a post. All you can do is click on the Twitter handle and say whose image is it, whose account is it. What we found that it was VK Sasikala, it was a parody, something to do for fun. It was a parody account created, and it says hashtag parody, sister of A1 mafia ex scammer, jail paravai, which means jailbird. And look at the people who are following. 751 are following this account. 751 people. People, that's what I said in the beginning. People see a leader's image and assume that all content around it, which is being presented to you, is true and has to be bought. Please stop and take a couple of steps back and understand what is the narrative here. Why would VK Sasikala, who's a sworn adversary of DMK, say in her Twitter handle that she will be attending the swearing-in ceremony of uh, Stalin? That sounds absurd. That is your first step to understand maybe it is fake. And actually, Sasikala does not even have a Twitter account as of today. So that is that's one more example. When debunking, you can images allows you to add a time filter to see where that image originally belongs to, which period it originally belongs to. So here's a post by a Pakistani political commentator, Zaid Ahmed, who shared a photograph of a woman being dragged by men dressed in khaki, and it claimed brutality against Kashmiri women. Please read the tweet. It says, Imran Khan, take a deep look. Isn't she your daughter? Aren't you responsible for her? So clearly, it is creating an anti-India narrative with a photograph which, uh, the by the look of it, it looks suspicious because this doesn't look like Kashmir. A one to be. If you look at the picture carefully, you have no idea why it's called Kashmir. Okay, so let's see what the truth is. So when we did a Google reverse image search, we found that the same picture with the same narrative from Pakistan was floating since on the social media since 2016. And look at the traction it has got. It's been retweeted to 424 times and 417 likes as of the date the screenshot was captured. And it was Ijazul Haq, another Pakistani, says Indian terrorism in Kashmir at its peak. So, what is the truth? We added a time filter and used a custom range to figure out. You go to tools, you select time, and you select custom range to figure and add a custom range filter. You say the first instance we found was January, so 2016. So we say 1st January to the last instance was found as 31st August 2019. So we filled that time period and figured out from where it is from. Where it is from is it's from here. It's a CPIM handle. It says brutal police assault on SFI protests against closing down of social welfare hostels in Andhra Pradesh. Nothing to do with Kashmir, nothing to do with India or Pakistan, and nothing of all the narratives we shared. One small tip: if you look at the picture carefully, there is an emblem on the sleeve of the police person. If you crop the image and just reverse image search on that emblem, you will figure out the location of that police force. You will know which police force this belongs to. And once you know that, you already know that this is a fake image. And that's how you debunk a fake image. So when nothing else, you when you look at an image carefully, there will be a lot of giveaways for you to understand whether it is fake or a genuine image. So make sure you understand an image or a video very carefully. You all must have used Google Translate extension. It saves you time when you're running into text of a foreign origin, which you have no idea about. Even India, if you're staying in one part of India and you see text of some other state of India and you have no idea what it is, you can easily go to Google Translate extension. You choose detect language because you're not aware of what the language could be. You choose detect language, paste in the text, and you immediately get a translation. Google Translate is about 90% right all the time. But then if you're going to have longer sentences, compound sentences, Google Translate might not give you the exact translation. So be aware when you're doing a small phrase of translation usually gives you great results and accurate results. While Google Translate is an invaluable tool when it comes to translating text online, what happens when you find a text as a part of a poster, billboard, packaging, or printed where you cannot highlight the text, copy it, and use it on Google Translate? When you have a text that is editable, which can be copied and pasted, you select the text and do that Google translation immediately, which will get you results. But what if it's part of a poster? What is a part of a text or something which you can't edit and copy paste and put it in the Google Translate window? What do you do that? And all the more when this text can be really critical part of your fact checking efforts. What do you do? There's something called Google Lens. Now, Google Lens is an Android as well as iPhone app, which you can download from the respective stores, Google Store. And once you install that, it's a pretty very easy app to use. For example, you found this on a hoarding, on a poster, and you have no idea what this means, and you're stuck. So if you come across something like this, what do you do? This is how you translate. Just point your Google Lens to the image and capture the image and use select text option at the bottom. You can see select text at the bottom. So what you do is use your fingers to highlight the entire text which you want translated. And so once you select that, select the translate option again at the bottom of the screen. You can see there's a translate button. Once you click on the translate button, here it is. Here's the translation. You get the translation immediately on your phone. Now, remember, Google has parsed out the text from a printed billboard, printed hoarding. So what you have is an excellent tool when you're stuck with, when you're fact checking images, you will many times see a billboard, something like that, which you don't have an answer for. So you can use Google Lens to debug, to understand what is written there, what language it is, and it'll give you this. Here's the translation. Now, a lot of times when you're fact checking, you have to context the location of the images you're verifying. That's very important. Now, this is a very pretty picture. We all know. So, how do you, if I gave you this image and say, please tell me where it is from, how will you do this? You'll probably do a reverse image search and figure out. But on the laptop, you'll do it. But I have an easy way how you can do this. Again, on open Google Lens, point to the pic and capture this image. And using the cropping tool at the bottom right, it's highlighted in red. Using that cropping tool at the bottom right, crop out the image of just the place. And immediately when you do it, it gives you the place name. The place name is this is a lake called Lake Ohrid, and the structure is of an Orthodox church in Macedonia. The result which we will see when you scroll down further on the images, on the results, you will see this that it is of Macedonia, and this place is called Lake Ohrid, and this is an Orthodox church on the banks of the lake. So you see how very simple way you can use Google Lens to understand a place and understand a text which is otherwise not translatable. You can also do an image search with Google Lens using the upload icon at the bottom left of your screen. What you see at the bottom left of your screen is a button. When you click on it, you will go to your gallery or wherever you stored your image files, and you can select the image you want to and upload it. What Google will give you, what this search will give you is previous instances or any context images that this image has been used before in history. There's another photo verification called option called TINAI. For example, this picture was of Prime Minister Modi was shared that he went to meet some people and he wore the headgear which you can see here. This is again sent back. Again, look at the traction, social media traction, 553 shared. So what you do is just save this image on your desktop or laptop. Once you do that, then search the image using TinEye. And TinEye searches 37.6 billion images to give you one result. And what is the result? This is the actual picture. Prime Minister Modi is not wearing any headgear, and that is the truth of the image. So you see, this is how you debug images. You can use TinEye, you can use other engines, but most the biggest thing about it all that use your common sense, use your alertness, use your sense of journalistic ideas to understand whether it's fake or not. It's very important. We will take all the questions about this later at the end of the session. You can keep posting your questions in case you have any on the Q&A. How to verify video? Now, verifying video is a combination of reverse image search, smart keyword search, strong observational skills, and good old-fashioned journalism. When I say smart, we saw reverse image search, we saw smart keyword search, and we will see strong observational skills. We saw that in a couple of pictures. If you have strong observational skills, it is very unlikely that you'll go wrong with your debunking. And good old-fashioned journalism. What I can't again emphasize more is, despite all the tools and techniques you have at your disposal of InVid and reverse image search and this and that, what you have to do is use your journalistic instincts to understand whether this could be fake or this could not be fake. That that journalist in you is important for the first step to take towards debunking an image or video. Now let me play this video once, and you can tell me, and we'll. Please watch the video carefully. Put all your observational skills to use and see. Children are playing, and there are two men who came on the bike and went away. The bike comes again, picks up a child. All the children go away, go running after them, and then return to the place. Now, what we can, the thing you need to see is observational skills. I'll talk to you about observational skills one day once we see how it was debunked. Now, simple, we used InVid and we used the YouTube tab, and we put the image URL there. It gave me images. And when we search that reverse image, when we did a reverse image search with those thumbnails, which Invid gave me, we came to this video. Now look at the video again, the same video. Notice how the children come back and do not go helter skelter to talk to their parents or elders to get them. They're talking amongst themselves, and then the bike comes back. The children are jumping in joy, and the people drop the boy back. And it says it takes only a moment to kidnap a child from the streets of Karachi. Now, this was an awareness video on kidnapping done by an organization called Roshni for kidnapping of children in Karachi. What happened out there on was very unfortunate. This was cut and edited to the last video, first video which we saw, where you can see only the kidnapping. And that was shared widely in Jharkhand and Bihar and in most parts of India. And there was a lot of mob lynching of people, of innocent people whom they thought were child lifters. Now, this caused violence and death. A simple awareness video, re-edited to suit a narrative, actually created such a misinformation campaign that it resulted in death and violence in India, far removed from Pakistan. So this is the biggest danger of misinformation. Now, if you had observed, let me play this video again. Had you observed the video, let me show the video again to you. Had you observed the video, okay, children are coming back, playing, the guys are coming back. Now notice the child being picked up does not even show any resistance. It doesn't show any. If you are being kidnapped, you'll start fighting the people and all that. Here he is gladly getting onto the bike and going away. For you to look at it and understand this could be false are these kind of tips. You have to understand what is happening. If a real kidnapping had happened, the children would have run to their homes and not discuss among themselves. So these are the clues to watch out for in a video to understand whether it is. All the invade and reverse image search will come later. For you to understand whether it is false or not, this is the first step. What you can do is take a screen grab and do a reverse image search. Oftentimes, on when you don't have any other tool, you can use a screenshotting tool. It's called screenshotting. It's a extension, Chrome extension again. If you install that, you can take a screen grab, save it, and then do a reverse image search like we already do. Once you do that, you can get images of the picture you are searching for. This is another big tool, it's a web tool, which you can use to debunk images. It's called, when you type YouTube Data Viewer on your browser, you will get to this page. All you need to do is enter your YouTube URL here, and then from there on, look for, this is what you get. What you get from YouTube Data Viewer is you'll get data. You can extract data for videos posted on YouTube. It will give you the upload time. Upload time is important because you need to know whether there are several copies of the same video on YouTube. It give you 4 large thumbnails of what has happened of the entire video. So it at different points in time clearly it will give you. But its only disadvantage, it works only on YouTube videos, that is videos posted on YouTube. For example, this was shared, several users shared this as reporting that the Bharatiya Janata Party had promised beef if they formed government in Kerala. Okay, they said that on 2nd March this was shared. What is the truth? We use YouTube Data Viewer, put the URL there, and we got 4 thumbnails. When we reverse image searched with the first thumbnail, we went to a 2017 article when the guy says, elect me first, BJP leader in Kerala looking for exit from beef controversy. He did say that, but this was done in 2017. Nothing to do again with the current round of elections. Now let us look at how InVid works. What are the pluses of InVid? InVid is a web-based application of advanced video verification tools. It gives you enhanced metadata. It gives you a lot of data about upload time, upload date, and who are what license do they have, and how many comments, and all of that. It gives you all in one go in a tabular format. It retrieves contextual information such as location if detected, interesting comments, license rights, keyframes, and thumbnails of videos. It gives you still frame from videos, which you can use to reverse image search using Google or Yandex and Baidu. It also gives you things like magnifier, Twitter advanced search, and image verification assistant, which is very important because when you like the Andhra Pradesh picture which we saw, which was shared as Kashmir, you could have gone magnified that emblem on the sleeve of the policeman and figured out where it is from. So that's how you do it. Now let's look at another video. Now this was shared at the peak of pandemic, saying that this is in Iran. You want to hit the street still, creating a fear psychosis of rows of coffins, and it claimed it's from Iran. Initially, Iran was one of the worst affected with coronavirus. So the thing is to create fear psychosis here again. Now let's look at this. So you get the idea. It's not a beautiful video to watch. It's of people's funeral, which is not a great thing. So let's see using InVid how we debunk this. So using InVid, if you notice, it's at the right bottom corner, right top corner, along your search bar. You can see the little icon called InVid. We open it, and I uploaded the image because we don't have the time. So I've uploaded the video and submitted. These are the images you get. These are the images you get. So when you search for this, I'll use Yandex again. When you search for this image, look at the images, look at what all you have, and look at the results that it is showing. Okay, many of them in foreign language, so we don't know what it is. There is a this thing called Janaza of Makkah, but that YouTube the video is removed, so I can't show you that. And look at the Indian videos which is being shared. अगर आप ईरान जैसे गलती नहीं चाहते तो कोरोना लॉकडाउन को पूरा फॉलो करो, which means translated it says if you don't want a situation similar to Iran, please follow the rules of lockdown completely. Okay. So when you go down this, we are looking at images. We are looking at images. We're seeing what it is. And then we come to a YouTube video. Let's see this YouTube video. Here's your first thought. It's a 2019 video, much before coronavirus hit the world. Okay, so it has clearly happened somewhere else. Now let's use Google Translate to see what it is. Let's use Google Translate. We don't know what it is, so we detect language. Okay, it says songs from 2019 something something. So although I'll tell you the truth of this because you're not getting to the video, it is about Hajj victims who lost their lives in one of an accident in 2019. So the video is belongs to that. So that is the truth of these pictures. Again, we did this, we saw InVid and we went to the images, and this is what we get to Hajj victims 1440, Makkah live 50 people who died in during the Hajj. Okay, and this is the original video. So the thing which is being shared as coronavirus victim funeral is clearly fake. This was shared on social media again during the last general elections, calling this a video. This video was showing the Nehru Gandhi family in bad light by saying the properties which you see behind me belongs to Pappu, which is Rahul Gandhi, a slur for Rahul Gandhi, and it's being shared or widely on social media as well. When we did a YouTube search on this, we entered the URL of the video, okay, and on reverse image search on keyframe, it takes us to. You could also do a screen grab. It took us to a TripAdvisor link for the royal place of Turin. So the video is of Palazzo Madama in Turin, Italy, and a historical place and a popular tourist site. Nothing to do with India, nothing to do with Rahul Gandhi, or nothing to do with the Nehru Gandhi family. So you see how images like this are being shared on social media. You can use watch frame by frame, which is YouTube videos. You can use them, and you can. So sometimes, if you think a video is compromised and it takes very little to understand where it has been compromised, you can go frame by frame. It's an intensive video, so you can keep your status mining enabled to disable your status mining during. It's a heavy on CPU, so be careful. So here are the visual clues in a photograph or video, buildings and landmarks. You have to understand where, different buildings, where they are from. You can use Google Earth or satellite maps to understand that. Like we already discussed, look at flags, logo, emblem, badges to identify a region or a group. In the case we saw, it was plus group. Look at comments. Somebody in the comment has already called out the post as fake. So that is your starting point for an investigation. Somebody's called it fake, so clearly he has information. And if he has information, why can't you get it? So once you do that, once you understand comments, so please be very careful and look at all the comments, read it. Mostly it will be in support or against the post, but some of them will say this is a fake post. Look at number plates. Is it in Karnataka? But the number plates are showing as Tamil Nadu of the vehicles. Then it could be clearly a red flag for you to understand. It could be wrong. Look at the clothing. Is the clothing claiming to be of a different shade, but the clothing says something else? So you need to understand that different distinction. Pay attention to the weather. If it is being said is being taken at certain point of time in the day, please go to weather sites and check whether that was actually the weather at that point. And signage, text on signposts, banners, billboards will help you find the location. Oftentimes, we see in India there's a practice of putting the entire address on under the shop's name. So you do that, and you'll get to a physical address, which you can use to verify. Always download the videos you're fact checking. Archive the URL of the post that includes video. This is very important. You have to use a site called archive.is. What happens is when you are debunking certain video or a post, that post could be removed later while you are in the process of debunking it. Once that happens, you'll not have the original video, and whenever you are showing it to your people, your group, that you debunked this, you'll not have the original post to show because that's been removed already. So what do? You use archive.is. Once you do archive.is and put the original link there, it will give you an archive link. Once you have that archive link, that post will stay with you forever to be quoted. So you can use YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter like search engine. Often messages you receive on WhatsApp are posted with the same message to Facebook and Twitter. One misinformation campaign goes multi-platform, so you have to understand that you can use the same text to search on Facebook and Twitter. When you do that, it leads to videos on other platforms. Like already saw, the reverse image search suggestion is not helpful. Type in keywords. And like we always saw, reverse image search for keywords is a powerful verification tool. Quickly, I'll take you through Twitter geocode. Now, if you want to know what is happening in a particular place, what people are tweeting from a particular location, maybe on the election day from Chennai, from Puducherry, and all that, you need to understand. You can use the geocode to do that. I'll stop share my screen and tell you how to use this. You have to go to a site called gpscoordinates.net. This is the site. So I'm going to Puducherry. I want to look at what is happening in Puducherry. So I get the latitude and longitude. Once I put Puducherry, I set GPS coordinates. I get latitude and longitude. So I select this address, okay, and go to Twitter. I go to twitter.com and put all this. I say, I say geocode colon without a space. Put in the latitude and longitude. Sorry, put in the latitude and longitude. Yeah, this is what you have to copy. Copy this, go here, after the colon, paste this, put a comma, without space, let's say you want to search in 3 kilometer radius, comma, space, and let's say you want to search for DMK. You see all that is being tweeted about DMK with the mention around Puducherry in the same page. So you will get all of that in the same page. So what this will help you with is if you want to look at content emanating from a certain geography, you understand, you go to tweet code, geocode from on Twitter and understand get the best tweet. So on an election day, especially if you want to do this, it will be very helpful for you. So we saw this, how to do it. GPS-coordinates.net is the website you need to have. Now, last YouTube search, when you're searching on YouTube, some tips. If you're searching for COVID-19 in America, all you need to do is put COVID-19 plus America. So it will give you the news only about America. If you say COVID-19 plus America minus news, you exclude all the news channels from your search. You can use filter. The most used filter is the date. If you want to see what has happened in the last hour or today or this week or month or year, you can reduce the result to a time frame. If you want to search for a particular topic, you can do it in inverted commas. If you want to search for a channel, you put the channel name and comma channel, it'll give you all the channels that word has. And if you look at playlists, you can say some COVID, like for example, COVID-19 webinar and say comma playlist. And it'll give you all the playlists according to search term you're looking at. Now I can take away questions in case you want to, if you have questions.
Hi, sir. Thank you so much for taking us through the photo and video verification tools. We have a question from one of the participants, which is, can we use InVid on our phones?
No. InVid is specifically a Chrome extension for it's a web browser which works only on your desktop and your laptop. But there might be, I haven't checked out myself, but if you go to the desktop side, but I still don't think you can see Chrome extensions on your phone. So no, InVid is not at the moment not a phone app. You can't use it on the phone.
All right, thank you so much. The next question is, if a video contains clips from many sources, how do we debunk them?
Okay, this is similar to what we just saw of CropPic. What you need to do is go to use InVid. InVid will give you all the clips separately, screenshots of all the images separately. What you can do is individually do reverse image search on the different clips. And once you do that, you will get to see the reality of those images. So even if it's a collage of videos in the same video, you can actually get to the right image and the right video. That's how you debunk it.
All right. The next question coming in is, how do we recognize what is true and what is not when even some of the credible sources spread false information?
That is the session. This was a session about that. Even credible sources like Communist Party of India's Marcus Twitter handle is tweeting wrong images. So you would assume it's a credible source of information, but it is not. So that is what the entire session is about: how to debunk images and videos on your own, and not go by the fact that it is coming from a credible organization, and that is why you have to believe it. Not true. You have to do your own due diligence, and that is exactly what the point of the session is about.
All right. We have another question coming in regarding the audio files. So is there a way to debunk audio files?
At the moment, no. It is on the wish list of all the fact checkers of the world. We have no idea how to. At the moment, there are no tools and techniques to debunk audio files. But as a journalist, as a fact checker, what you can do is listen to the audio file very, very carefully to see if that's been compromised, something has been added, or let's say a political leader's voice has been misrepresented as somebody else's, and that's how you debunk audio files. But at the moment, we don't have tools and techniques to do that.
Right. All right. So you mentioned certain tools to verify videos. So which is a more easy tool to use, InVid or YouTube Data Viewer?
100% InVid, not to put down YouTube Data Viewer, because it is also see how to use YouTube Data Viewer is when your video is short, and when you have very few screenshots to or screen grabs to look for, use YouTube Data Viewer. It will give you 4 images which you can at different points in time, so you can easily reverse image search. When do you want to use InVid? InVid is a very detailed tool. It gives you all the context and information. It gives you a lot more than it gives you Facebook and Twitter videos. So you can use all of that in InVid. YouTube Data Viewer is very limited in what it can achieve. Although it can achieve a lot, but InVid is an all-encompassing tool. You have to use it when you are getting into serious fact checking.